Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. And welcome to another rendition of Raiders of the Storybook. You know, I was sitting at my desk about to figure out how to solve world hunger and cure all known diseases when suddenly this popped in my head. It will never leave, it will never leave. Yes, we all remember the catchy theme song to DuckTales, even though we try God knows how hard not to. But just how well does the show itself hold up? Is it as memorable as the classic tune, or will it become quickly dated, like, among others? Let's take a look at the first few episodes of DuckTales. If we're gonna look at the opening, we gotta play different music. I still want to keep my brain intact. DuckTales is fine. By the way, if you want a drinking game that'll have you dead in a millisecond, try taking a shot every time you come across a clip that wasn't in the show.
Every day that I've been making DuckTales. Danger, watch behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. Every day that I've been making good DuckTales. Woo! DuckTales, woo!
Hey! You think Goslin from Darkwing Duck is really Huey in drag? So in episode 1, Don't Give Up the Ship, we start off this celebration of American greed with the money bin of Scrooge McDuck, voiced by Wilbur himself, Alan Young. And I can only assume that he made all this money by betting on Mr. Ed in the horse races and turning him into glue.
Penny for the poor.
They're not worth it.
Gosh, he's just like that character from A Christmas Carol, Fagin. We see that he's late for meeting up with his nephew Donald, who has to leave his boys behind because he's off to the Navy. Yeah, you ever notice that? He's a friggin' sailor! And yet, in all those years, you've never seen him in the stinkin' Navy! He was in the Army a few times, the Boy Scouts, even a fucking Nazi! How the hell did that happen? But, never in the Navy. Give the show credit for finally putting him on a boat. I've never seen a duck so absent from water.
Give me a hug. We're really gonna miss you, Uncle Donald. I'm gonna miss you too.
So Donald, it appears, is the next in the long line of uncles that keeps abandoning these three parentless waifs. Yeah, how come these boys keep getting passed around from person to person? I mean, where the hell did their real parents go?
They're on sabbatical.
So Scrooge takes him to his home where his butler Duckworth, who is oddly enough not a duck, spends most of the time looking after them.
As you know, Mr. McDuck put me in charge of you.
Well, whoop-de-doo.
Pray, do not get your knickers in a proverbial twist.
You'd have to be wearing pants in order for that to happen. As expected, the setup is not a favor for anybody, as the boys keep getting into trouble.
I told you, no touching!
We were gonna send that junky old boat to Uncle Donald.
It's a priceless artifact!
But
Until further notice, you are grounded.
Okay, I'll take them being grounded as long as there's no rheumatism.
They're such troublesome little brats. Indubitably, sir. How did I let Donald talk me into taking care of those little beasts?
I told you he didn't want us. Right. Let's get out of here.
Quick, let's leave before he has any sudden redeeming change of character.
The worst thing about it is the little nose punchers remind me of myself at that age. I've been wrong. I'm going to make it up to them in the morning.
Oh, the anvil of irony!
Ow. But the boys notice that someone is sneaking into Scrooge's vault. It's the Beagle Boys, who are trying to steal a model wooden ship. But what's even stranger than that is the person they're stealing it for. It's a character named El Capitan, who I can only describe as McGruff the crime dog if he was a Mexican flasher.
It leads to a sunken treasure, a ship full of oro, gold.
And by the way, if you can't figure out what he's chasing in the show, I'll give you one guess.
Gold, 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 gold.
Boy, this guy's making the Cyclos look like Buddhist monks.
Fool! While you were still learning to spell your name!
But it is in code, without me to interpret it for you mental midgets.
Hey, we prefer the toy mental little people. So the boys sneak in and steal the ship away.
Let's get out of here!
Give me the ship, niños.
Or I'll lie and tame you with a bottle of purple drink. They of course escape and make it to where Scrooge is conducting a TV interview at his candy factory, where no comedic possibilities could possibly occur.
And how do you explain your phenomenal wealth, Mr. McDuck?
Simple. I made it by being smarter than the Smarties and tougher than the Toughies.
I also embezzled Mickey Mouse out of house and home, but that's another story. But the nephews crash in, as do the Beagle Boys, to fight over the ship. This looks like a job for an old man with a cane and 3 constantly abandoned siblings.
Now, boys.
I've got a perfect puzzle for you.
So that wraps up the first episode as we enter episode number 2, Wrong Way and Wrong Way. We see Scrooge's rival named Frank Hart Glumgold. Don't you just love these names? As he gets a call from El Capitan.
Money talks. I listen. Speak.
Mr. Glumgold.
I love this guy's voice. Can you see him doing something normal like ordering a pizza? That's right, and a large pepperoni, and mushrooms the size of my giant novelty mustache!
And how will you be paying for that, sir?
Gold! 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 That's right, I'll be paying with gold card.
Well, if this name doesn't mean anything, then it must be a code. Oh, like the letter A equals a 1. Right. Then the name is really numbers. Double right.
Of course, 13 is M.
1 would be A, 8 would be H, and 5 would be E.
Like latitude and longitude? Triple right.
Just then, Glumgold drops by to make Scrooge a challenge.
Whoever makes the most money from scratch in 2 weeks wins. Whoever loses eats my hat. Deal.
You think this is what Bill Gates and Donald Trump do in their spare time? Except instead of eating his hat, they eat his toupee?
Pack your swim fins, lads. We're going for sunken treasure.
That's where we're going. South America, the tiny country of Wrong Way.
But they then find out that the plane they're flying on has been rigged, as the pilot appears to be nothing more than a robot. Of course, a classic maneuver. But thankfully, they have the Junior Woodchuck's guidebook that shows them how to fly a plane. And, for those who don't know, this is the all-knowing plot device that has the answer for everything. Like Penny's book from Inspector Gadget, or Wilson from Home Improvement, or The Code of the West from Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Oh my god, you watched that? Hey, shut up! There's nothing else on in that time slot.
Jesus Christ, I'm embarrassed for you.
Oh, shut up! You shut up! Go ahead and watch Cowboy Cows! Or Cow Cows! Or Boy Cows! Or... My god, I can't believe you actually watched that! Are you done? Never! So they use the book to figure out how to land the plane and end up in Wrong Way, where they go hunting for the treasure. But little do they know that Glumgold is there searching for it too.
He's escaped. Oh, duck pajamas.
And the winner for absolutely strangest curse in the world, Duck Pajamas! What the hell? So they come across a cave that eventually leads to the treasure. The only problem is the water is rising and they can't go back the way they came.
But how are we gonna get all this gold home, Uncle Scrooge?
By helping you earn your Junior Woodchuck seamanship badges.
Wait a minute, they made gold planks? Wait a minute, they made gold hammers? Wait a minute, they made gold friggin' sails? What do they teach in these Junior Woodchucks meetings? Now, children, we're going to teach you how to make a battle cruiser out of asparagus.
But Scout Leader, why?
I don't know. It's right here in the book next to make golden planks, hammers, and sails for an ancient ship. I don't question it, I just teach it. But Glumgold and El Capitan sneak aboard and try to take over the ship, but end up accidentally sinking it due to their bickering. And since Scrooge still has 1 golden coin left from the treasure, he technically wins. Which means, you know what?
How do you want it? With or without mustard?
They were darn good friends from that day on. Davy sold his furs and then was gone.
So that ends episode 2 as we lead into episode 3, 3 Ducks of the Condor. We find out that Scrooge is not the only one to have that gold coin from the ancient treasure. There's another person who possesses one and might be able to lead him to an even bigger treasure, which means the boys will have to be looked after while Scrooge goes looking for him. This leads to the introduction of Mrs. Beakley and, Webby.
Oh, please, Mr. McDuck. What do you think, Grammy? Oh, they'd make fun.
I don't know, maybe it's my inner little boy, but I just hate this fucking character. With her precious little bow and her cutie cute dress and those cootie-filled eyes. Boys forever! No girls allowed! I'm never gonna like girls to the day I die! Ah, shit! Boobies ruin everything. But it turns out they need a pilot as well. Enter Launchpad McQuack, hands down everybody's favorite character.
Don't worry, Mr. McD. If it's got wings, I can crash it.
So the boys are abandoned again. This time not even to a family member, but to the friggin' help.
Your uncle has a 3-day pass while his ship is in Panama.
It turns out Donald has a free pass because I guess the Navy is very lenient towards treasure hunting. So they bring him along for the journey.
What's happening?
It's these freakish mountain winds. I can't control it.
I can't watch.
Me neither.
Oh no! They crashed into Commodore 64 graphics! Get out of there, Donald! Your loading time is atrocious! Okay, so after that lame 8-bit effect, they come across a tribe that apparently honors something very unusual.
Go, son! Go, son! Go, son!
Actually, they're saying Gold Sun. And in keeping with the cartoon tradition that all natives are, well, stupid, it turns out they honor whoever is holding the coin. So Scrooge finds the guy who's been using it to control these people.
Welcome, fellow sun priest. I am Joaquin Slowly.
Just use the drum on that one. Yeah, it wasn't good enough for the symbol. Well, Scrooge finds out that the coin was a family heirloom.